Hi everyone, I'm Jake. Welcome to Nature Beings. Let's strike a balance because when there is imbalance, we get in trouble. And this is exactly what happens in case of PCOS, Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. There is a massive imbalance of hormones in a woman's body, primarily insulin, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. In this video, I will provide you information about a natural and non-invasive method of getting rid of all the symptoms associated with PCOS. I will provide you a list of all the vitamins and minerals and all the natural sources of food that you can incorporate in your diet and completely eliminate all the symptoms of PCOS and happily live your life. So far, even the research have not been able to identify an exact cause for PCOS, but based on various case studies and over the years, so many research that have been conducted, a fair conclusion is that the imbalance of hormones, mainly insulin, estrogen, and progesterone, is what causes all the symptoms of PCOS. As far as symptoms of PCOS are concerned, it varies from person to person, but yes, the most prominent one are irregular menstrual cycle, acne, ovarian cysts, unusual hair growth on the face, especially in the chin area, neck area, and other parts of the body, and on the head, alopecia, that is thinning of the hair. Then, of course, the most common one are weight gain, fatigue, depression, infertility, miscarriages. These are the common symptoms. So, before I move ahead with the video and provide you all those natural therapies, I want to first talk about three main aspects that result in this hormonal imbalance in case of PCOS. Because I firmly believe once you understand these three aspects, you would be 100% able to control PCOS symptoms in your life. So, starting with the three main aspects of hormonal imbalance. Number one is insulin resistance, and second is leaky gut or gut permeability, and third, adrenal fatigue and thyroid gland inflammation. Insulin resistance, which is actually one of the main cause of PCOS, and as per various case studies, all the women suffering from PCOS were suffering from insulin resistance. Basically, insulin resistance is your body's inability to respond to insulin. Insulin is basically a storage hormone which is released by pancreas in response to increase in blood sugar level when we eat any form of carbohydrate. So insulin's job is to take all the excess sugar from our blood and store it in our muscle tissues in the form of glycogen. And when our body needs energy, the body takes that glycogen or stored sugar from the various muscle tissues and use it. Now, in case of insulin resistance, because our muscle tissues are not responding to insulin, but insulin still has to do its job, and that is storing sugar. So that's when insulin starts storing that sugar from our blood in our fat cells, because fat cells are highly sensitive to insulin. So now all the circulating sugar in our blood starts getting stored in fat cells, and fat cells start expanding in size. Now I'm going to explain you one interrelation of these hormones, especially insulin and estrogen. So another point that you need to understand here is that human fat cells also contains estrogen receptors. So in case of insulin resistance, when insulin starts storing all the excess sugar in fat cells and fat cell size start expanding, along with it, even the amount of estrogen start increasing, and that results in estrogen dominance in a woman's body, thereby resulting in imbalance between estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen increases, progesterone goes down, and that's how insulin resistance causes imbalance of hormones. Second aspect that results in hormonal imbalance is leaky gut or gut permeability. As we all know that we have our gastrointestinal tract, that is our small intestine, then large intestine. Our gut contains a microbiome, that is colonies of good bacteria and bad bacteria. And a big factor that can cause hormonal imbalance is yeast overgrowth in human intestine. Along with yeast overgrowth, the dysbiosis in human microbiome, basically decrease in number of good bacteria and increase in number of bad bacteria. And all this can result from overusage of antibiotics, prescription medication, or overconsumption of sugary food, dairy product, and gluten products. All this create this dysbiosis in microbiome, leading to leaky gut or the syndrome called gut permeability, wherein all these harmful molecules start getting mixed up in our bloodstream, and that causes inflammation throughout our body. One of the most common yeast overgrowth in case of gut dysbiosis is Candida. I'll quickly point out one study here. A 2016 study in animals found that these alterations in gut microbiome may even affect sex hormones including androgens and estrogen, suggesting that the microbiome may play a role in developing PCOS. Third aspect of PCOS is adrenal fatigue and thyroid gland inflammation. Basically, adrenal fatigue is a condition where our adrenal glands are completely overstressed. Stress could be anything: work stress, relationship stress, financial stress, any stress in day to day life. It results in pressurizing our adrenal glands, and our adrenal glands are responsible for producing a lot of hormones in our body. The hormones produced by adrenal glands are cortisol, aldosterone, adrenaline, noradrenaline, and androgens. All these hormones are very important because they regulate blood pressure, blood sugar level, immune system, sex drive, and so on. So in case of adrenal fatigue, when the adrenal glands start producing excess amount of cortisol, that creates body-wise inflammation, and one of the main gland that affected by it is our thyroid gland. And thyroid gland again contains estrogen receptors, and due to overproduction of cortisol, it inflames the thyroid gland, which again results in overstimulation of estrogen in case of women. And as you know, thyroid gland is responsible for metabolic process in our body, and improper functioning of thyroid gland can further lead to weight gain issues and metabolic syndrome. Also, all this ongoing cycle of overproduction of estrogen also leads to failure in ovulation, which again results in lower progesterone levels and higher estrogen levels. So, all in all, one thing is clear: to eliminate all the symptoms of PCOS, it is important to control all these three aspects that I discussed just now. All the natural remedies that I'm going to provide you in this video will be focused around controlling these three aspects. And remember, once you control these three aspects, you would be 100% able to reverse the symptoms related to PCOS. Alright guys, so now I'm going to provide you that natural therapy or approach that you need to apply to treat insulin resistance, leaky gut, and adrenal fatigue. I'll provide you a list of food sources that you can start incorporating in your diet, as well as a list of vitamins and mineral supplements or their natural sources to deal with these symptoms. Starting with number one, fenugreek or methi seed. Consuming fenugreek seeds have been shown to improve the insulin sensitivity and thereby increasing the glucose tolerance in the body. It also helps women to lose weight. Another study found out that fenugreek seed have shown the potential to reduce the size of ovarian cyst and also resumption of normal menstrual cycle in cases of women suffering from PCOS. Now the best way to consume it is always better to soak it in the fenugreek seed, to soak it in water for around 6 to 7 hours, and then you can leave it overnight also. In the morning you can crush the seeds, drink the water, mix some honey in it and just drink that water, and you can crush the seed and use it in your breakfast, in your oats, or in your curries. You can mix it in anything that you eat. It's very easy to consume, and you can also consume the fenugreek leaves. Next important remedy, and this one is very important for women, especially to get rid of unwanted facial hair growth that results from increase in male hormone testosterone, and that is fennel seeds, or what we call saunf in India. Fennel seeds are said to help in treating PCOS symptoms by reducing the androgen, that is the male hormone testosterone, and that's how you get rid of that unwanted hair growth. So consuming it is fairly simple. Just take 2 tablespoons of fennel seeds, soak them in water, a glass of water, leave them overnight. In the morning, mix another glass of water in the same soaked fennel seeds and heat it up or boil it on medium heat. In fact, if you want to give a double punch, just soak your methi seeds also in the same water and together boil it in the morning and drink it. Next natural remedy to deal with insulin resistance is evening primrose oil. Evening primrose oil is useful for PCOS because it helps to reduce the cholesterol levels in the body. It also helps in increasing the insulin sensitivity. You can take one tablet of evening primrose oil on a daily basis. I'll provide the link in the description for a good evening primrose supplement. Next natural remedy is aloe vera juice. Aloe vera juice constituents have been proven to reduce the blood cholesterol levels, and in rat studies it has been shown that aloe vera juice leads to restoration of ovarian steroid status. This positively impacts the ovarian function and relieves the symptoms related to PCOS. The best way to drink it is mix the aloe vera juice in a glass of water and every morning drink it before your breakfast. Next natural remedy is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar has anti-glycemic effect in our body. When we drink apple cider vinegar, it helps to bring our blood sugar levels down, and that's how it increases insulin sensitivity. Drinking apple cider vinegar is fairly simple. Just mix a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in half a glass of warm water, and you can have it every morning before your breakfast or just 15 minutes before any meal that you eat throughout the day. Next natural remedy is bitter gourd, or in India we call it karela, and ivy gourd, that is tinda. In fact, bitter gourd and ivy gourd are prescribed to people who are diabetic because it controls the insulin levels and blood sugar levels in case of diabetic people as well. Now you can cook them and eat them, or you can just have a bitter gourd juice. It is very bitter, but if you do it, it will greatly improve your insulin sensitivity. Next natural food source that you can incorporate is amla or the gooseberry, Indian gooseberry. The amla juice, again, it is full of antioxidant and vitamin C, and it is great at regulating blood sugar levels. Next natural remedy is consuming tulsi or holy basil. Basically, tulsi or holy basil can regulate the androgens and also control the insulin levels. The best thing is to just chew around 7 to 8 leaves of basil in first thing in the morning, or you can just boil it in water and at medium heat and drink that water regularly. Next important remedy is turmeric. Turmeric contains an active ingredient called curcumin. Curcumin helps to improve insulin sensitivity, and it also has been shown to reduce inflammation in rat studies. Consuming turmeric is very simple. You can either get the root form. I don't like the powder form because it has the possibility of contamination, the lead contamination. So I always get the root. You can crush it, make it in your curry, or if you want to drink it in milk, don't use the dairy milk, use coconut milk. You can mix it in coconut milk and drink it, or simply consume the turmeric supplement with piperine. Whenever you consume turmeric, always add some black pepper because that increases the absorption rate of turmeric by 2000%. That is the only way actually you should ever consume turmeric, with black pepper. For a good turmeric and black pepper supplement, I'll provide the link in the description. Next important thing that you all must do is to change your cooking oil, and I would personally suggest to use extra virgin coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil, especially coconut oil, because it contains medium chain fatty acids, which are again great at reducing cholesterol levels and controlling blood sugar levels as well. Let's now talk about those important vitamins and minerals that you need to incorporate in your diet, starting with number one, and that is focus on vitamin D intake. Vitamin D is essential for optimum reproductive system functioning in case of women. It plays key roles in various ovarian processes as well as in maintaining glucose homeostasis. As per various studies, about 65 to 85% women suffering from PCOS have been found to be deficient in vitamin D. Supplementation with vitamin D helps to regulate the menstrual cycle. In fact, it has shown the resumption of regular menstrual cycle and also helps in ovulation process. If you are apprehensive about starting vitamin D, I would say that get your blood level tested for vitamin D deficiency. Once you get the result, you will be sure that yes, you need to take the supplement. When it comes to ideal dosage, I would safely say that 1000 IU per day is a very safe dosage to start with. Next important mineral that you need to focus on is magnesium. Now again, many women who suffer from PCOS symptoms have been found to be deficient in magnesium. Now I'll read a quick conclusion from a study. One study found that overweight insulin resistant subject who received 300 mg of magnesium at bedtime showed a significant improvement in fasting blood glucose levels and insulin levels compared to subject who received a placebo. So magnesium is important for blood sugar control and to overcome insulin resistance. So that's why in case of women who suffer from PCOS, insulin resistance is one of the main reasons, and magnesium plays a key role in controlling insulin resistance. As far as the dosage is concerned, I think 500 mg per day is a very safe dosage. Make sure when you're taking vitamin D and magnesium, you also take a calcium supplement. Don't rely on dairy product for calcium because dairy will cause gut inflammation. So there are various vegetable sources for calcium and magnesium as well. In case of magnesium, I personally like dark chocolate with cocoa around 70%, and raw cocoa also is a great source of magnesium. In fact, magnesium deficiency is one of the reasons why women suffer from depression also in case of PCOS. Next important thing that you need to focus on is your omega-3 fatty acids. In case of omega-3 fatty acids, some research have indicated that omega-3 fatty acids leads to decrease in androgen levels in case of PCOS. One study in particular found out that women who were suffering from PCOS, when they were given 3 grams of omega-3 fatty acid for 8 weeks, their testosterone levels significantly dropped down. For omega-3 fatty acid, I personally don't like any supplement. I like to rely on either omega-3 eggs or flaxseed. Flax seeds are a great source of omega-3s. That being said, if you want a supplement, I would suggest a krill oil supplement for omega-3s. I'll provide the link in the description. Next important supplement that you must take is milk thistle, because in case of insulin resistance, our liver also takes the beating, as well as gut inflammation also leads to conditions like fatty liver. And once our liver is fatty or it's not performing optimally due to inflammation, it leads to conditions like high blood sugars or weight gain, bad metabolization of fat. To maintain optimal liver health, my personal choice is always milk thistle. The link is in the description, guys. Please, milk thistle is very important in case of PCOS. Next supplement that I would suggest in case of PCOS is to deal with adrenal gland stress or the adrenal fatigue, and that is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is basically an adaptogenic herb. It helps our adrenal glands to adapt to that stress which life is giving, and it makes the adrenal glands stronger and they don't go haywire and unnecessarily stop producing extra cortisol. So ashwagandha is an incredible herb which has been used in India since many centuries. Next, natural therapy is basically to control your leaky gut syndrome, so that to control that yeast overgrowth or gut dysbiosis is probiotics. In case of probiotic, I never like those capsules which you get in the market. I always prefer natural source like kombucha. Kombucha is my number one favorite, and it is the most effective because it contains a strain of bacteria called lactobacillus, which is highly effective at controlling yeast overgrowth in our gut. In fact, I made a video about it. You can check it here, a detailed video on kombucha and its benefit. In addition to kombucha, you can also take sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is also an incredible probiotic. Just incorporate any one of them in your diet, or you can keep switching between the two, and trust me, your gut is going to thank you and a lot of your issues will be solved. Alright guys, so that was my natural and non-invasive approach to treat PCOS. I personally believe that if you start making these lifestyle changes and incorporate these natural therapies, you would definitely be able to eliminate the symptoms related to PCOS and live a happy life. I'll see you guys next time. Till then, strike a balance.